Broadband companies.
Yes. Well, the good thing is Almeria's almost caught up to the rest of the world.
Yoo-hoo! And I know even in the UK, you've had a wobble or two.
It was a big one, wasn't it? I think, was it 5 point...
I'd give it 10 out of 10, but... But it didn't come up there, Egberts.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember what it came up as?
No, do I want to know?
It came up as dildo. Today's episode of the Garners Couch Club podcast is sponsored by Currencies Direct.
If you're selling a property in Spain, chances are that you'll need to send the money overseas, and that's exactly where Currencies Direct can help.
They offer fast, secure transactions with great exchange rates and personalised support.
So wherever you are in your property journey, Currencies Direct make it easy to move your money with confidence. So all you need to do is head over to our website, www.spanishpropertychoice.com. On the homepage, you will see a link that takes you directly to Currencies Direct, and follow the steps from there. It's very, very easy. We've used them personally for years and years and years, and we can vouch for the staff being incredible. So thank you very much to Currencies Direct for sponsoring this episode. Hello and welcome back to the Garners Couch Club podcast.
I'm Sharon and this is Shaun from Channel 4 Sunsea and Selling Houses and Spanish Property Choice, located in Almeria and Costa del Sol, Spain.
So we are.
It's going to be one of those, I can tell you now.
Yeah. Slightly delusional today. We're going through it. I am still recovering, Mother. Still recovering from the man flu.
Whatever.
It's taken me some time.
Yeah.
But
let me tell you something, son, right? And just keep this in your mind and your memory, right? Envision it every time that you mention man flu. You try squeezing something that big out of a hole that big, and then you'll know what pain is. Okay?
I have zero argument to that, so it is what it is, okay?
But yeah, you are created, which is the main thing.
Exactly, yeah. It was worth every single push and scream and thump around Dad's face. And
No, actually, we're going off subject here again, but when I had Emma, I mean, it was like having an alien. I mean, really, I was screaming, just get it out. Get it out. I mean, I didn't even call it a baby at that point. I mean, it was like, I don't care what comes out, just get it out. But you see, when I had you, it was completely different, because the nurse walked in and she went, hello, Sharon. I said, right, I want epidural. I want, what is it? Gas and air. And just knock me out. And you see, when you were born, I saw petals and, because I was that far gone.
So you were high, basically, whilst you were giving birth to me. That explains so much.
I was not going through that again. No way. Anyway, sorry about starting the podcast like that, but I just thought I'd share my experience with you.
Yeah, thanks for that, Mother. Before we do get into topic, I just want to ask everyone at the top of the video, if it's possible, please comment, like, and share this podcast as much as you can, because the support we're getting has been incredible, and we just want you to spread the word. If you're enjoying these podcasts, we've been doing it for a few months now, and we're getting the feedback, and you seem to be enjoying it. So please interact with the videos, interact with our YouTube channel, our Spotify channel, and all of our social medias.
You remembered it this time, because on the last one you told me to say it, and then you forgot.
We both forgot.
Yeah.
Yes. So, what are we doing today, Mother?
Well, this brings me on to, I suppose, today's... I'm not doing a Q&A, really. I'd like to keep that, Confessions of an Estate Agent and all that as a separate podcast. But I obviously get an awful lot of feedback from our Facebook page. Mm-hmm. And I get a lot of questions asked, and I never get round to answering them. As you know, I do try. I always acknowledge the fact that I've read them, but then I've got no chance of getting back to them. I mean, on this particular one, you know, there's 176 comments, and
Wow.
yeah.
Okay.
So I just put one post where I say, thank you everyone for your questions and comments, all taken on board. We're in the process of filming some podcasts to address each of them. So we got 176
Wow.
to do so far.
Okay.
But I just thought maybe we just go over a few of them today and just,
Okay.
you know, just general questions, you know.
Yeah.
One which I found quite funny, if I can find it now. Bear with me 1 second. Oh, yeah. Jackie Barless said, I asked in a private message a few days ago if you felt the earth move on Monday morning. And I thought, well, how did she know that?
Yes, of 1990. Yes, mother.
My earth did move on Monday morning.
Right, okay.
Yes, quite a bit.
Literally.
For a few seconds, but...
Can we do one podcast, please, without you traumatising me for the rest of my week?
Let me address
dear.
the fact that we recently had an earthquake.
We did.
We did, yes.
We did.
And it made the bed shake. Yeah. There's been a few people been concerned, obviously, because they hear that, you know, we have earthquakes. Look, at the end of the day, we have apparently, on average, 17 earthquakes a day. But we don't
Tremors.
feel all of them.
Yeah.
Tremors, yeah, as many places in Europe do. And I know even in the UK, you've had a wobble or two. But, you know, at the end of the day, there's nothing we can do about it. The one good thing is we do know somebody who's very knowledgeable about earthquakes here. And one of the reasons he bought here was it's apparently the plates that we sit on in the Almeria region are very stable plates.
Yeah?
Yeah. But I think it's what happens out at sea makes a difference.
Yeah, I mean, it was a big one, wasn't it? I think, was it 5 point...
I'd give it 10 out of 10, but...
Right, this is the episode Shaun quits the Garners Couch Club podcast. Ah, dear Lord. I'm going to do this back to you, though, one day, Mother. I'm just going to really randomly start talking about my personal life.
Listen, it's because you think it's only ever happened twice, and that was once when Emma was conceived and once when you were conceived.
And I would be correct in that.
Would you?
Yes.
Okay, it's happened at least 6 times after that.
Well, anyway, talking about earthquakes, yeah, it was a 5 point something, I think, and yeah, we felt it because it was down by. It was just off the coast from Cabo de Gata, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah.
But then, have you seen this big 8.8 one that happened near Russia?
Yeah, apparently the biggest ever or something.
Like,
yeah, it's
what
happening
is
all
going
over
on?
the world. Yeah, the world is going mad.
Yeah.
But you know, yeah. So the earth did move, Jackie, but we were fine. Everybody was fine.
Oh yeah, that was the thing, because a load of people started commenting saying, "Are you all okay? Is everything all right?" Because obviously it hit the news straight away.
Yeah.
But yes, we weren't affected at all. We just felt a little rumble.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Okay.
We're
so
like two children, Mother. We're like.
It's not me. You know, I am open to talking about anything. I don't worry about talking about anything. You know,
we shall
so
see.
it's just you. I like, you know, you go ever so red. You go really red.
Really?
Yeah, and people feel sorry for you. You know, I get messages saying I feel really sorry for Shaun.
And so they should. Everything you put me through, the trauma. Right, next question.
Right, when's the high-speed train coming?
So, 2027.
Yeah.
Yes, we are very, very excited. It's been a work in progress. The problem is it was started a very long time ago. There was a huge change politically in the political parties in Spain, and the fundings for it was put on hold. But I mean, probably for the last year, they've really been cracking on with it, haven't they? I mean, all the bridges have been going up. Our section's pretty much ready.
Yeah.
They just need to lay the track and they're good to go. Then my friend Emily, she was talking to someone that is actually involved in the building of it, and he was saying the problem is once it's ready, they have to do a lot of trials, of course. It's a high-speed train. They can't just throw the train on and away they go. So it's going to go through a long period of just doing a lot of testing, and then it should be good and up and running for 2027.
It's going to make a massive difference to this area, to the Almeria region. I mean, obviously, Malaga region already have a high-speed train. I mean, recently when we went up to Madrid to meet the ambassador, the UK ambassador of Spain. Did I tell you about that?
You told me about throwing up in his garden.
I left my mark. John actually travelled from Malaga via the...
Excuse me. It's all right.
Man flu.
Still lingering.
John actually travelled from Malaga to Madrid, and I think he said it took about 2.25 hours. I think it was something like that.
The connections are going to be incredible.
Yeah, whereas it took us 5 hours to drive there.
Well, it's high speed, so it is going to get us to the cities quicker. Between Almeria City and Murcia City, we are the only stop, so it's going to be ideal. You haven't got to do loads of stops every 10 minutes.
And that's going to be in Vera.
In Vera, yeah, between Vera Town and Vera Playa. It's going to be, or the design is that they're going to have a big station there with shops and restaurants. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I really, really can't wait.
Yeah.
Because part of the reason I love living where we live is because it is, it's quieter. We don't have these ginormous shopping centres that overtake all the local shops, and we don't have, all the commercialised side of a city. But it'll be nice to just jump on a train and go to it.
Yeah,
If you want to go off to Madrid for a weekend or Valencia, or the connection's going to be great.
Yeah. I mean, it'll certainly make a difference with me and your dad's going backwards and forwards from the Malaga region.
Of course,
Because, I mean, it takes us 4 hours, 3.5 to 4 hours to drive down there each time, So, we really can't wait. And what I will say to you as well, if you are looking to buy in Spain, try and do it before then, because I tell you now, the one thing that will happen, it will certainly increase the prices of the properties in that area, in the Vera, in Majaca, in the surrounding areas, because they're already becoming very sought after now, because people are saying about the high-speed train.
I was going to say, we're already seeing it.
Yeah.
The amount of people that I'm getting, especially Spanish, that are moving to the area or investing into the area near to where the station's going to be, because if they're from Madrid, or they live in one of the big inland cities, I mean, you couldn't ask for more. They're buying their holiday homes that they can just jump on the train, get off the train station, and there you are. So
it's going to be perfect.
We are already seeing an increase in prices, and I think that is part of it. So I just hope it doesn't go too crazy with prices, because we always do that, don't we? We're advising our vendors all the time, yes, of course, we want a stable market, but we're already having to say to people, it's not there yet. It's just, you need to stay with the current level prices. You need to be sensible still. There's no point trying to whack 50 grand on your price yet, because it's not quite there. But all of our vendors are listening to us, so it is good.
Well, the other thing is as well, I mean, you've got to be sensible about things. I mean, the common practice here in this area for many, many years, certainly since we've started, is a lot of agents will go out and they will take a property on the books and they'll just ask the vendor how much they want for it. How much have you put into it? You've had a conservatory put on the front and you've had this. Well, you can't work like that. When we value a property, we value in line with TINSA, who are the bank valuers. And each day Steve gets an update from TINSA, because the thing is, at the end of the day, if somebody wants a mortgage, that's the valuation. You're given a valuation on the area, the square meterage, the usable areas and the location, and that's what our valuations are based on. But then also, when you've got a situation like we've got now, where we've got a supply and demand issue, then you're always going to pay a little bit more money, because there's obviously not as many properties on the market.
Well, I'm saying that to most vendors at the moment when I'm going out and doing valuations for them. I'm having to say, look, it's not like before when we're valuing houses. It is a little bit more based on what's available, what's not selling, what your competition is. Yeah. Because it's not like before where you can sit down and do a full written valuation based off square metrages or location. Yeah. It is a little bit more, kind of just going with the current market. Yeah. But we try and be as specific as we can, and I think that was my point of, I've been to some houses very recently, the owners are saying, oh, well, we know, when this train line opens, it's going to increase our value, so let's do it now. Yeah. And I'm like, you're just out marketing yourself.
But then they are being honest with you, genuinely honest. They are under pressure because there's a lot of agents fighting for the same properties, and the only way that they can get the properties onto the books is to overvalue them. Make them promises, that they can get this, this amount and that amount. And then, we watch the websites every single day, and then you'll see it sitting on the books for 6 months, and then they don't sell it, and then all of a sudden there's a huge price drop, and that's not good for the property. Put it on at a sensible price, and it works the same with people who are buying properties as well. We constantly hear this wiggle room. I've got some wiggle room. Well, forget the wiggle room. Just give us the price that you can go up to, and we'll get you the best property for that price, because it's wiggle room is, and certainly the days of huge reductions are very, very few and far between. I mean, we know ourselves. It's all based on the vendors, certain sort of. What's the word? The position that they're in. Some people are absolutely desperate and they have got to go very quick. But, the days of knocking, 10% off, it's...
Well, I've had a couple of clients this week, and I don't know why, but they've been saying to me, I've been chatting and kind of saying, that there's not as many properties to choose from, and their natural reaction is, oh, well, I've got 150,000, but show me things up to 200,000, because people will come down. And I'm saying it's not that way anymore. No. I had the sale I did on Friday. It was a couple that were looking around the 140, 150. They viewed a couple of properties, realised it wasn't for them. And I did what I always say I'm not going to do. But I said to them, look, where are you on the budget? There's one going to come to the market. It's about 40,000 above what you're looking at. And they were like, oh, yeah, sure, we can do that. No problem. Yeah. So it was like, even though they had the money there, but I think they were just saying, well, if we can get something cheaper, but even they realised, and they paid full asking price. Yeah. They went above budget, and straight away they said, we know this is worth every cent. We'll pay full asking price and not even waste time on bartering. So yeah, it's a very strange very market, weird market.
Strange market.
But were we on the train line?
We were talking about train line, But then again, what we've just been talking about, Bob Whedon, who purchased off us, he sent a message and he put, hi Sharon, as you know, we're in the process of buying after being on the show. Great time filming with you and Steve. He didn't mention you at all.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, Bob.
Broadband companies.
Yes. Well, the good thing is Almeria's almost caught up to the rest of the world.
Yoo-hoo!
And we do have fibre internet connection in so many areas now.
We've got it here now.
I know. We're getting there. Yeah. So that's opened up a huge market to different internet companies and suppliers. And although we don't sort of exclusively work with any company, we always stress that with anything we recommend, but between the family, we can say, these are a good company, or these are a bit cheaper.
Yeah, well, obviously we've used most of them, so we do tend to know who are good and who are bad. So don't worry about that, Bob. We can sort all that out for you. Talk to Shaun. Now, getting long-term medical prescriptions. Now, obviously, I'm on a lot of medication. 13 tablets a day I'm on now. 13. I rattle when I walk. What you need to do, Bob, is register. You'll use your Padron that you've got, take in your information, your TIE card, etc. Go down and register with your local doctor, and then your local doctor then will give you the prescriptions, and then you'll take them to the local chemists. You will have to pay for some of them. But they're so cheap. I mean, the actual, some of the tablets that you can get here.
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously if you're a resident.
Mm-hmm.
If you're applying for your residency or you already are a resident, you're entitled to the social security. But because of good old Brexit, if you're not a resident, you will have to have private medical insurance. So if you are on an insurance, then you go to your registered doctors, I suppose, that your insurance offers, and do the same process.
Yeah.
You'd still go and ask for your prescription and then go.
Well, again, I can give you a little bit of advice on that because, I mean, obviously we do get social medical services because we work and pay into the system, etc., and we're residents. But many, many years ago, Steve and I took out a private policy, a family policy, and it was actually when Emma was pregnant because we wanted to, we obviously didn't know what the medical services were going to be like when she was pregnant. And they were wonderful, but we're with Medifiat. We've been with them for many, many years. And this is not sponsored by Medifiat, by the way. But just to give you a general idea, obviously I have a heart condition and I use my Medifiat for that. And I pay €80 a month for me. So that gives you an idea with somebody with a pre-existing condition that is on quite a lot of medication. I pay €80 a month.
I mean, I would recommend, if you're looking into it, definitely contact a local health insurance company or speak to your local doctors, because it is such a complicated situation, because it depends on what your pre-existing medical conditions are, whether they're included or excluded. It's based on age. There's so much that goes into it. I mean, I worked for a couple of years, obviously, when I was younger. Coming out of school, I worked in insurance, and back then it was complicated. So now, again, post-Brexit, for anyone that is a UK national or citizen, then yes, you just need to do your research and do exactly what Bob's doing. Ask the questions. Ask as many people as you can. Speak to local groups, local tradesmen, or not tradesmen, professionals.
Well, like IBEX, we know IBEX are very good. You work for IBEX, so you know what went on behind there. Bernie and her team are always there to give you plenty of advice. I mean, Bob here, he's actually said, when we finally get out there, we'll make an appointment to come and see you for your expert advice, which is very, very kind of you. But what I would suggest you do is use the experts, because we can give you guidance. As you know, we tell you everything when we're filming with you and when we see you, and we're always in touch, and we give our clients as much advice as we can. But you must really do your own research, and you've got to go and meet these people and talk and ask the questions that you need asking, because you've just said it. Everybody's completely different.
There's so many different cases.
So we're looking forward to that, Bob. It's another one that bought on the show, so that's great. Right. Yvonne Percy said, "Hi, do you ever get properties with indoor pools that are not in the millions?"
Yes. Yeah.
We had one on the show recently, didn't we?
Filmed with... It was Series A, and
with Harry?
It was Harry, that was it.
Yeah, Harry was the son.
Yeah.
What was Mum and Dad's name now? Oh, dear.
Oh, don't put me on the spot like that, Mother.
Well, like you see, I just concentrated on Harry because I wanted to give him his own space, didn't I?
We showed them the villa in Mahaka, didn't we?
Yeah.
That had a little indoor swimming pool.
Yeah, and I think that was in the 400,000 mark range, if I remember right.
It was. The thing is, it's rare you find them here. I mean, some communities, if you buy on a community, they offer indoor swimming pools, like communal indoor swimming pools. But it's rare you find them here, because you don't really need them. I mean, like you've got an outdoor pool, but you've got a heater on it. So if you wanted to use it in the colder months, you can. Yeah. But I think indoor pools, you can't use them in the summer because they're so hot, too hot. So I suppose it's just not a common.
It's like the complexes. I mean, a lot of one of the reasons I like the Alan Duluth resorts is because they've got the outdoor swimming pools for the summertime, and they've got the indoor swimming pools for the winter time. which is a great positive. But you couldn't use the indoor pools during the summer period. It'd just
they closed them down.
Yeah, it'd just be too hot. So, you do get them, but I'm going to be honest, there's not many. I mean, obviously, we have just filmed the €2 million house that we've got.
1.85 million of that. Don't overvalue it. We were just talking about this.
And they have got an indoor pool, which is very nice, but they've also got an outdoor pool, and they've got the sea right in front of them. I mean, good grief. But yeah, not many.
Funny, I'm trying to think over the years. I've not really. I sold. There was one in Lorca, which was one of those pools where you pull over like a big greenhouse.
Yeah.
You just slide it over. But even it wasn't really indoor. No, we don't really.
Do you know, it's funny because when me and Dad, I don't know whether you remember this far back, 9 years ago, on Series 1, me and Dad were going to build our own house, if you remember. We were going to buy that plot in the Cabrera Mountains. And actually, the swimming pool idea that I had was to have an infinity swimming pool, but I wanted one that actually, in the lounge, you would have part of the lounge floor glass so that you could swim. Honestly, that was in the plans. We were going to have this infinity pool that you could swim underneath the lounge floor and then come back out again, and you'd have the infinity. That was going to be the plan. If ever I won the lottery, that's what I would do.
Yeah, if I had the money, I'd definitely have a pool in my house.
Yeah.
Just full of, not like a full-size swimming pool, kind of like the 1.85 million one in Carbonaris. Just kind of randomly in a room, just a nice big heated pool.
Oh yeah, but you know what would be in the middle of mine? Oh, I'd have the ducks in there. That would definitely be. If I had that house, I wouldn't use that myself. The ducks would be in that.
More like a pond then,
and
maybe
the geese,
not a swimming
the
pool.
Ducks and the geese, and without a shadow of a doubt, that's what would be in there. Yes, so we do have them, and yes, the one that we had was, below $500,000. So,
and I don't think if you were to buy a house and want an indoor swimming pool, I think you'd be pleasantly surprised how cheap it would be to do it. Yeah. Materials over here, although they have gone up over the last couple of years, still reasonable. Labour costs here is a lot cheaper if you're comparing it to the UK.
Yeah.
So.
And you would need planning permission.
Yes.
So that's one thing that you would definitely have to have. Yeah. Okay, so we've answered that one. Maria Vanderberg. Now, I think we've already covered this one. For me, it would be what are the markets doing right now? So we've just covered that really on the last question.
Yeah.
The markets now are exclusive. They are really, really hard. There's a huge supply and demand issue. But I think we've covered that one, so I think we're okay with that. Now, we get a lot of questions about the visas and the taxes and all of that type of thing. Again, we are working on this. We have got some people lined up to come in and talk to us about this. It's just that we're just waiting for the right time for them to come and do that.
It's summer, and summer's always a difficult time to find that sort of spare time to sit down and do a podcast. We do these on the weekends, so we can fit them in. Yeah. But a lot of the people that we've spoken to, they're just trying to find a little slot for us to be able to come
Stephen Butler asked me that question, but he asked quite a few questions. He said about Sharon's work for the charities. I think we covered that on many podcasts now and on Facebook. Yes, the charity work is a big priority at the moment. There's so many things happening, but we'll cover that on individual podcasts. Definitely a session introducing Emma, our daughter, and how she massively supports your business, and how many times have we tried to get her on the sofa so far? Yes. She keeps trying to avoid it. This week she's got lots of washing to do. Sorry, Mum, but I've got lots of washing to do, she said. You've got to meet our daughter, Emma. She is the backbone of the business. I'm not saying Sean isn't, because he works his butt off.
We just do very different roles, don't we?
Yeah, you've both got different roles. Emma, she runs the offices, she manages the staff, she does a lot of the paperwork and things like that. And you've got to give her a due. She's wonderful, and you will get to meet her. She hates the cameras. She cannot stand the cameras. She hates it when the team comes to come and film with us, doesn't she? She stays in the background, but that's a good thing because it allows us to get on with what we're doing, and she runs the business. So we will introduce you to her when she hasn't got any washing to do. Right, so Melissa Thomas Smith said, if you need to use a car, would you in time have to get a Spanish car and a Spanish driving licence if you live there permanently? I suppose a lot of it depends on where you live. The local transport system in the Almeria region, you've got all of the local buses down on the playa, but there's very, very few inland. I mean, I know Almeria, Werklavera has the bus station, and Vera has the bus station.
It's not a local line though, is it?
No.
You get the coaches or the buses that come through, like the the national buses.
Yeah.
But the local bus line is mainly Vera Playa, Mojaca and Garuta. Taxis, we have taxis as well, which are options. And one thing that's really, really good here is we have the airport shuttles. Yeah. So if you're on the shuttle route, you can just you can book it online, get the shuttle from the airport straight to wherever you live, and then you haven't got to worry about transport that way. Yeah. But if you are going to want to drive here, then the correct thing should be that you do change your license over to a Spanish license, which is fairly straightforward with a medical and a new exam.
Well, do you know something? I mean, we actually sat the exam, and I was petrified because I'm really hopeless at things like that. It couldn't have been any simpler, and I actually came out with a box of chocolates. Honestly, I did. I was talking to the examiner, and I can't think how we got on. Oh, she said something like, I can't think what it was. It was about her go-to, and I can't even remember what it was. And I said, "Oh, my go-to's chocolate." And she went into the drawer and she got this box out, and she gave me this box of chocolates, and she said, "Yeah, have these." And no, it's all right. No, you have these. And then you went in, and it was literally like going back to the old days. There was, I can only explain it like, like a racetrack on a screen. Oh
yeah, so the exam you had to do.
Yeah, the exam, and you had to keep in the lines. Yeah, I mean it
medical.
was. Yeah, don't worry about it. It wasn't hard, was it? The thing is with the Almeria region, you can drive around here, and a traffic jam to us is goats or, well, we don't have traffic jams really in this area, do we? No. But believe me, we now sell properties in the Costa del Sol. Oh yeah, that's a different story. That is a different story altogether. And driving there, I'm going to be genuinely honest with you, would be it would be quite hair raising for somebody that's new to Spain. But I think you get used to it fairly quick.
But the other thing as well is the information we give, it can always change. Yeah. And this is where I always get really nervous whenever people ask questions, and I'm like, what I might tell you today could be a whole different story tomorrow. Yeah. Because post-Brexit, they did go through a compulsory, you have to sit a brand new driving test. Yeah. The what do you call it? The theory and the practical. Yeah. And then they scrapped that, and it's just back to, okay, you have to go through the process of, if you're applying for your visas, then you can apply to change your licenses over. This is it. There's so many things that are still going to continue to change.
Yeah, and that actually brings me on to a lot of questions that we get about why don't we mention anything like this on the TV series? Why don't you mention community fees? Why don't you mention the living costs, the on costs, blah, blah, blah? And the reason we don't do that is exactly what Shaun just said. It's because it changes all the time. Even community fees. I mean, obviously they have community meetings each year, and that community fee can change. We have basura, the rubbish collection. That was well, I mean, that was 127 for 7 years, 7 or 8 years, and then it increased all of a sudden by €10 or something.
Yeah.
So really, it's all time specific. When we're filming the programme, we can't tell you these things. We talk about them and we tell the clients everything about them as it is of that date when we're with them, but we always tell them that these things can change all the time.
Yeah, because obviously on the show, what you're watching is a 3-minute viewing of a property that's taken us in reality 4 to 5 hours.
Yeah.
So, we do tell our clients all the information that they need, but we can't control what they cut out.
Yeah. I mean, I literally found out the other day, I knew nothing about it. I mean, we're very lucky here in the Almeria region because we pay 7% transfer tax at the moment. And, whereas like other areas of Spain, they can pay between 10 and 13%. So, buying in Almeria is a really, really, really good option. But I was told by Angela Morales, one of our local solicitors the other day, that one of the local areas you can get now as low as 3 and 4% tax, transfer tax, because of the population in certain areas are quite small. They're below a certain level at the government state. So to attract people to that area, they're doing a lower percent transfer tax. So again, that's not something that you can keep saying or tell people on the TV, because that is literally just. We've only just been told that, But
all the information we try and give as up to date as possible on our website. So again, we always redirect. We're like a broken record. We're like, just go to the Spanish Property Choice website, because that is the most up to date information that we can provide at any one time. So
yeah. Mary Wilkinson said she'd like to know more about my animals. Now, obviously, my animals grow by the day, and I do try and cover it on many, many podcasts and Facebook. She says, how come you adopt so many?
Well, if you go back to episode, whatever it was, the Sharon's Gone Quackers episode, you got to meet some of the animals and get a little insight into the madness that goes on here at the Garner Villa.
I have got well over 200 animals and birds at the moment, and I will address Laura Lou, my African grey. She's 22 years old. Whether she gets to 23 is a different matter, because at the moment, can I just tell you that this week I got a notification on my Facebook page that I am a top fan. I've got a badge now for Dow Egberts. Right? I am a top. Would I accept a top fan badge for Dow Egberts? Now, that's not me. That's Laura Lou. Because I mentioned the other day that I'd opened the cupboard door in the kitchen and I got 4 jars of Dow Egberts coffee. Now, I love Dow Egberts. It's my favourite. And if Dow Egberts would like to sponsor us, I'd be so happy, because it is my favourite coffee. But I said to your dad, why'd you keep buying the coffee? Why? Because I don't drink a lot of coffee now, as you know. But why do you keep buying coffee? He said, I don't. It's because you keep putting it on the shopping list. I said, I don't. And then we were literally sitting on the counter. Well, we weren't sitting on the counter. We were sitting at the counter. And I heard Laura Lou go, Alexa, add Dow Egberts. Now, the problem is, if you go back onto Facebook page, onto our Facebook page, quite a while back, I did actually put a notification on there and a post on there about Dow Egberts, and the way that I'd actually asked Alexa to add Dow Egberts, but It didn't come up Dow Egberts.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember what it came up as?
No, do I want to know?
It came up as dildo.
Well, I'm glad you're only getting coffee delivered to your door, because if the parrot had heard otherwise...
Exactly. And that's the God's honest truth. I even took a snapshot of what it said. I asked for Dow Egberts and Alexa gave me a dildo. But Alexa is constantly ordering and adding Dow Egberts to the shopping list, so...
Right, Mother, you end every episode on such a lovely note, I've got to say.
It's the truth. It's the truth. I'm sorry, but it's the truth. So...
oh, my Lord. Okay. I'm scared to go to your coffee cupboard now. What's going to jump out at me?
They come in all
dear.
sizes and price ranges.
It's what flavours they come in is the worrying part. Oh dear.
Oh, Derberts, please sponsor this because
they're really gonna.
It would be
really
so
gonna
funny.
know.
Well, why not? What better? Listen, when you've got a parrot ordering it, what more do you want? You know. So, God bless Laura Lou.
Oh gosh. Okay.
So,
well,
have we done enough questions? Do you think? Or
yes.
Are you
Yeah.
sure?
No, I think that was good because we do get so many questions and we never get through many. So I think we'll probably do more of these. We'll keep them separate from our Confessions of an Estate Agent because that's more of like the juicy questions. They're the ones we really want you to ask and find, the nitty gritty of what we go through being an estate agent in Spain. But no, I think we've answered some good questions.
Yeah, I've got loads. I mean, there is literally loads on here. I mean, we'll do this again because
yes, you will have to tune in to the next episode and make sure you're watching, and maybe we'll answer your question.
Yeah. Okay then. Well,
if we did answer your question, or if you want to, you can make sure to like, share and comment on this video, as we said earlier on in the video. All the support is very, very much appreciated.
Yeah. I mean, actually, Julianne Hadley has said, what is a typical day in the Spanish property choice offices?
That's a confession of an estate agent
That is a podcast on its own. So, we'll definitely cover that one. So, well, I've actually enjoyed answering those questions.
Yeah.
I'm going to go and check that Laura Lou hasn't ordered any more coffee.
Thank you for saying coffee. Yes.
I was going to be really naughty then, and I was going to say, if there's any dildo company want to sponsor us, I'd be happy to show them, no problem at all. Don't make out that people don't use them, because they do.
I don't want you to end this one saying you've had a Shazatingle. Thank you very much.
I hope you've all had an amazing Shazatingle.
Yeah.
And if I get a dildo company to sponsor this, you will have an even bigger one.
Can we bleep every time she says that, please? Okay. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Company now that want to sponsor us, that'll be funny.
I'm quitting the podcast. It's done.